blatant media bias is exposed. Canada is directly meddling in American elections, attacking our democracy. And a large portion of America doesn't even seem to care. The mainstream media and the left have been in an uproar over Russia meddling in American elections in 2016. Of course, only against the Russians that attempted to sway the election against Hillary Clinton. Not any of the mainstream media has spoken out about the ex-KGB agents working out of Russia that consulted with the British spy to supply Hillary Clinton with negative information on Trump. But that is not what is truly being exposed here as media bias. Canada has come out and declared that they are weaponizing tariffs and aiming those tariffs directly at sections of America that supported Trump to economically hurt these American citizens directly to influence their votes. And worse, they have come right out and said they are using the powers of their government to target voting districts that Trump won by a small margin to truly change the results of the next American election. If Russia, using 13 trolls in a room on Facebook, and meddled in our elections is a crime against American democracy, which I, along with all of my America First patriots, agree with the left on this. That is a crime. Why then isn't Canada, which is actually using their governmental powers to meddle in American elections, a worse crime? The mainstream media has not even spoken out against this. If the media was truly unbiased and influencing American elections is such a heinous crime against American democracy, which is what they say about the Russian meddling in 2016 over and over again, then why isn't Canada being held to the same standard? After all, Canada is admitting that these tariffs are being used specifically to influence America's elections. Isn't this election meddling? The reason is obviously because the tariffs are being used against Donald Trump and his supporters on the right. The mainstream media claims over and over again to be unbiased. But here, they are completely exposing themselves as the hypocrites they truly are. If election meddling is so bad, then election meddling should be bad every time it is committed. I have not seen any clearer example of blatant media bias than here. According to the mainstream media now, as long as a foreign country meddles against Donald Trump and the right, and for the left, then election meddling is fine. In fact, the mainstream media has mentioned that the Canadians are targeting certain sectors of the electorate to meddle in America's elections and are outright condoning it. They are for meddling of a foreign government as long as it is for their side. Remember, mainstream media claims to be unbiased, but election meddling is okay as long as it is for their side. That does not sound unbiased to me. Wake up, America. Wake up. If anyone out there has a friend or family member who still believes the media is unbiased, please have them watch this video and have them explain how it is okay for a foreign power to meddle in our elections for the left, and it is fine. But if a foreign power dares to meddle in an election against the left, it's the worst crime that could ever be committed. I personally think all election meddling is wrong and should be punished. I think the Canadians should be treated just as the Russians were treated. Denounce them and punish them with sanctions. Stop imports with Canada altogether. until they stop meddling in American elections and promise to never do it again. Election meddling is absolutely wrong, which means it does not matter which side the foreign government is trying to sway the elections towards or for. That should not matter. Election meddling is absolutely wrong. Meddling in America's elections is an attack on our democracy and should be called out and punished, no matter which country is guilty of doing it. In this instance, Canada has confessed to do it. Worse, they're bragging about doing it, and they are continuing to do it. And America's mainstream media are not only standing by and not denouncing it, but instead they are condoning this crime. And in all honesty, it is worse than a crime. It is a foreign government attacking American citizens directly to hurt them, to injure them economically. This is an act of war. It is time for all Americans to speak out against this. Whether you are on the left, you are on the right, or you are dead in the center. Election meddling in America is absolutely wrong. And it is time for all Americans to condemn it. Wake up, America. Wake